Hey guys, I'm Sean Calloway and I'm the new product development manager here at Anzo USA. And today we're going to be installing our 05 to 13 Corvette lights on a 09 Corvette. And these are our newest ones. So these have a sequential feature here in the outer styling that we have. Our current ones that we have do have the switchback, so they'll go from amber to white for your running light. And then if we take a closer look, these are all black. They're only available in black. We have our low and high beams, as well as our turn signal bulb here. And they come with the brand new gasket around the edge to seal to the fender and front bumper. So now if we take a look at the back side here, we have our access to our bulbs. We have our harness that plugs right into the factory harness. We have our resistor for the signal, as well as our beam adjuster right here. Now if we flip this up like this, we have our area where we bolt our ballast to from the car, and our mounting studs right here, here, and here. So let's go ahead and get the car apart and get the old headlights out and see what these ones look like. Tools needed are a 3/8 ratchet, 7mm socket, a 10mm socket, a Phillips screwdriver, a T15 Torx, and a T10 Torx. Okay, so in order to remove the headlights from the vehicle, what we're gonna need to do is turn our wheels all the way in, and then we're gonna need to get to 2 hidden bolts right here. Those are 10mm. And then there's the 3 bolts that hold the headlight in on the bottom. Those are also 10mm. And that will access right here through the wheel well. Next, what we'll need to do is pop open the hood, and there's 5 T15 screws here along the upper fender. So we're gonna pull those out on both sides, as well as the 4 7mm bolts that hold just this top edge of the front bumper on. And then that way what we'll be able to do is pull this apart and then slide the headlight out. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so now that we've got all our bolts removed, we've got the T15 Torx from the top of the fender, we've got the 2 10mm here. We've also gone ahead and already taken off the 3 10mm bolts from the bottom side of the headlight. So now all we're gonna do is just go ahead and grab your fenders and your bumper and gently pull them apart to get them to separate, like this. That way we have some room to work. And just pull it out. You're not gonna hurt it. And then here, what we'll do is we'll flip up this tab here and pull the top part of this bumper out. That way we can get this fender. We wanna pull this up like this. Kind of release this out like that. You can see the headlights freely moving now. So all we're gonna do is we gotta just rotate it out. So we'll hold this up, get underneath here, pull this forward, and just wiggle it out. Just like that. So now, once we get this all the way out of here, we can go ahead and pull this up. We'll have the harness right here. And we just disconnect that. And now we can go transfer our OE components over to the new headlights. Okay, so we've got the original headlight out of the car, and here's our new one. What we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer the HID and the ballast from the OE over to our new one. Now, here's a side note. On 05s, this light does fit 05 to 13, but for 2005, you'll have to get the 06 and up ballast in order to bolt to the new housing. So let's go ahead and slide this one off to the side and start taking the components out. Very easy. So first we're gonna do is remove this boot so we can get to the HID. And that's gonna take a T10 Torx, and we're just gonna pull these 2 little screws out right here and right here. Now they are small, so you don't wanna lose them. Okay. So we'll just pull this out gently, like that. And twist it to the side. Try not to touch the bulb. And we're gonna disconnect this right here. It can be a little tight, but give it a wiggle and it'll come right out. So next what we're gonna do is we're just gonna slide this adapter off, just like that, and set this over here for the new light. Next, what we need to do is remove the ballast. So there's 4 7mm bolts right here. So we're gonna go ahead and take these off. Okay, make sure you keep these bolts because we do need to reuse them. And this is just gonna slide right up and out. And what we're gonna do is pull this harness out here. We need to retain this one. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna undo this one, and you can use your screwdriver to gently pull up on this to release it, like that. Now we can take these and transfer them over. So we'll set this one off to the side here. Now with our new headlight, I'm gonna flip this over. And the connector that we removed from the other one is gonna plug in here. But first what we need to do is we need to fish this down in through here. Remove that boot. And you can just stick your fingers in right here. And pull it through. Okay, so now that that's pulled through, we'll just take this connector, snap that in, set this on here, and reuse your OEM screws. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we'll just flip this up like this. And this spring-loaded keeper right here, we want to push out, swing it over. Now if you can see in here, there's a little notch cut out right inside here for this bar on the bulb right here. That'll go towards the bottom of the headlight. You slide that in like that, push it down, and then swing the keeper back over and lock it in. Now, you just take your connector, slide that in, take your boot, and go ahead and put that back on here. Like that, make sure it sits down all the way. A good thing to do, like on these boots, once you've removed them, is you can take a little bit of lithium grease if you want and run it right around on the inside and outside of the boot, like on this edge right here. Just make sure that there's a really good seal. With it being brand new, you shouldn't have any issues at all. It's in there pretty good. So now this headlight is ready to install in the car, and everything will be operational. Okay, so we've got all the components swapped over to the new headlight, and now we're ready to install it back into the vehicle. So all we're gonna do is we'll take this harness and plug this in right here. And then as far as the resistor goes, go ahead and peel that off like that. And this one we're just gonna stick right down here in this channel, just like that. It's out of the way, and that'll be a good spot for it. So this, what we're gonna do is just kind of tilt it in. What you want to do is hold up the fender, tilt it in, try and get it the same way you pulled it out. You just gotta move it around a little bit and it'll drop right into place, just like that. Okay, so once it drops into place, kind of line all this back up. You just want to go through and make sure your gasket is all lined up with the fender, like that. So now we can go through, we can put all our bolts back in and button it back up and see what it looks like. Okay, so we've got the headlights installed, we've got everything back together. The last thing you're gonna need to do is with your Phillips screwdriver, you'll go right in here on the inside of the fender, there's a small hole, and it goes right in to the beam adjuster. So, and you'll spin it left or right in order to go up or down, depending on where you need the headlights to be at, and you'll adjust them before you go out on the road. That way you're not blinding oncoming traffic, or to make sure that you have proper light on the road. So let's go ahead and close up the hood and check all the functions of the light and see what they look like.